Yes, we're live. We've got the red light on.
Good stuff.
My guest, who I stumbled across about 2 months ago, he's recently changed his name. I think he did it yesterday, actually. Chris. Chris,
Yeah,
how you doing, mate?
I'm all good, Dean. How are you?
All right, mate. All right. Looking forward to this. So basically, it's a Sainsbury's new release beer, but mine is from Pit 52. We'll talk a bit more about that when we get into it. So if you want to do the introduction, Chris.
Yeah, I will. It's the Rhubarbra Streisand. It's not Streisand, is it? Streisand, isn't it? Let's get it in the camera. Rhubarbra Streisand. It is a milkshake IPA, a rhubarb milkshake IPA coming in at 5.5% ABV. There she is.
That's it. Spider's web as usual with the Brew York beers. So yeah, mine 330ml can out of the latest beer 52 range. I know, Chris, yours is a 440. Yeah.
It is a 440. Yeah. But that's typical of beer 52, isn't it? They love 330ml cans, don't they? Which was another thing that kind of put me off them a bit, really.
Yeah. I'm a little bit mixed that it's in that box, to be honest with you, because it's deemed as a supermarket beer now, isn't it? But anyway, let's get it open and see what we get.
Let's do that.
I mean, as the brewery goes, I like Brew York. I think they make some cracking beers.
Yeah, I like Brew York, and the reason I suggested this one, Dean, is because generally I'm not a fan of milkshake IPAs, but I am a fan of Brew York, and so I thought let's see if their milkshake IPA can turn me.
Yeah, why not? Just before we get into the beer, I'm just going to catch up on the comments, just see who's in the house. So we got Scott. How you doing, mate? Andy K. Afternoon, gents. Andy says afternoon, Scott. Raggy. Hey, Raggy. Hey, Scott. Good, thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Afternoon, Scott. Hope you're well. There it is. That's quite nice.
Nice deep orange.
Yeah, it is a very deep orange. In fact, yours looks quite lighter than mine, but I think that's probably just our lighting, isn't it? But yeah, quite nice. Very deep orange. It is hazy. Can't really see through. Nice looking beer. Nice tight head. I like the head on that.
I've got about half a finger's worth on the top. Steady as you like, carbonation wise.
Yeah, I can't really see the carbonation in that. There's a steady stream up the right side. But
yeah. Right, aroma then.
Let's have a sniff.
It smells very, very sweet.
It does smell sweet. It just smells like a rhubarb and custard sweet is what that smells like. Just smells like something your nan would have had in her bag, wouldn't it? There's little orange and white sweets.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's full-on rhubarb, which probably isn't a bad thing, although it might come through in the taste, but it smells pretty good.
It's all rhubarb to me. It's all like a rhubarb and custard sweet. There is a bit of vanilla to it as well. And a tiny bit of spiciness, but really tiny. I quite like the smell of it. I think it smells quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, cheers then.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. That's different, isn't it? That's different.
It's more. I was thinking going along the lines of maybe a synthetic rhubarb sort of taste from it, but it reminds me a lot of my missus does the old rhubarb crumbles and stews it down, and it's got that sort of taste about it for me.
Yeah, I think it is rhubarb, and it's definitely rhubarb and custard. I think it's going to have lactose in it, and it's certainly got that sort of vanilla-y custardy to it. The rhubarb's nice, but I do think it is a bit synthetic, the rhubarb.
I get the sharpness from it as well. That if you were to have a lump of like stewed down rhubarb, it's got that sharp finish on it, and it comes through on this beer.
Yeah, I like that part of it, which makes it a bit more rhubarby than synthetic. But I'm getting a lot of sort of the vanilla-y side over the top of that rhubarb.
It's got a lovely creamy body. I get where you're coming from with the custard side of things.
It's very creamy.
Mm.
Like you say, it's the vanilla, I think, is like you're calling it the custard. To me, it's more sort of vanilla, but it's adding that smoothness to it. As a milkshake IPA, like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, but this one's all right. It's not too bad.
They're a little bit hit and miss, aren't they, milkshakes?
Mm.
I think where they tend to fall down with is the body, because you expect that thick gloopiness from like obviously the name milkshake, and sometimes they can go a little bit thin.
Yeah.
This one, I say it's on the cusp.
It's got a bit of that sharpness that you're getting from that rhubarb. I find that's all sitting on the back end, all sitting on the back of the palate to the back of the throat is where that rhubarb sort of tartness is sitting for me, which I think is where it needs to be. Sort of sweet vanilla-y custard at the front, working into that tartness of the rhubarb on the back. I think that's quite pleasant on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, that nice little spiky sharpness on the finish. And it lingers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it lingers long after it's gone. It's still there. Yeah, I like it.
I wouldn't say it's the best offering at the brewery, but all the same, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had a bad beer from Brew York, and I've had quite a lot of them. A lot I haven't even put on the channel, but I've had a lot, and I've never had a bad one from them. And I don't like milkshake IPAs, but I do quite like this. This one is all right.
I'm just reading the spiel on the back here, and so delicious, tart yet creamy, big-bodied milkshake tail, rounded with rhubarb, vanilla, and just a smidge of fiery ginger.
There is a bit of spice to it. I wouldn't call it ginger, but it's definitely got a spice element to it. I got the spice on the aroma. Not getting it so much in the flavour, but it's there, but not huge amounts.
No,
I'd call it ginger.
Which surprises me, because that's normally quite a fiery sort of flavour, isn't it, ginger?
Yeah, and it's not. There is spice in there, but it's not fiery ginger. No way.
No, it's a dusting of spiciness, but nothing to shout over about.
No.
But as rhubarb goes, it's definitely in there.
Yeah, no, it is. It is in there. It's quite prominent, the rhubarb.
Just have a quick butchers at the comments again. So what I'm doing is I'm streaming that on my phone, and I've got the comments on my laptop. So just don't trust the laptop for streaming anymore. So what are we up to? Window Beer Reviews. Thomas, hello.
Hi Thomas, how you doing?
T Barrow, hello to you both. Cheers, Tess and Aaron.
T Barrow's one of my friends. That's Tess and Erin. Hello to you both. Thank you for joining me on my first live.
And then Raggy.
Raggy.
Yeah. But I love rhubarb. Yeah, rhubarb's it's a bit marmite, isn't it, for some people?
Yeah.
I don't mind any crumble. That's about it.
Yeah, see, I was never a fan of rhubarb crumble. I didn't really like rhubarb crumble, but then I'm not a fan of most fruit crumbles, to be honest. I like them in a drink, but just not as in a pie or a crumble. I don't like them. Never have done.
It could have gone two ways, this beer, though, with the addition of rhubarb in it. And I think they've nailed it with the amount that they've put in. It hasn't sort of took over the beer.
No, it's not over the top, is it?
No, definitely not.
You certainly get the custard, the vanilla-y custard as well.
Sharkone Brewing. Hello, Kevin.
Afternoon, Kevin.
I've brewed rhubarb stout and rhubarb wine. Scott wasn't a fan.
Rhubarb stout. That could be interesting, couldn't it? A rhubarb stout.
You could just play about with beer, can't you? I mean, I know Raggy does a lot of home brewing. The world is your oyster with that sort of thing. You can just put in what you want.
Yeah.
Play about with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to know, Raggy, how your rhubarb stout turned out. It'd be interesting to hear about that.
I'm sure you'll do a review. T-Bar, I read this beer last night. It's different for sure. Got laptop is a legend. It's running out of bloody life, mate. My laptop is, I'm afraid. I've had it since 2012.
Yeah, that's old for a laptop, isn't it? 2012.
Yeah.
That's
It's had
proper old.
a few new innings in its time, though, where I've lost my patience with it and chucked it on the floor.
Yeah, our laptops with a mender at the minute, it's just so slow. And it's not even that old, but it's so super slow. It takes like 20 minutes just to boot up, literally 20 odd minutes to boot up where it's usable. So we've sent that off to be looked at. It's ridiculous.
I've got a little insurance thing with it. So if anything goes wrong with it, I take it to Colours and they sort it out. But
Yeah.
I will have to get around to getting another one, mate, because it ain't going to last forever.
No. Scott, if you're still on, what are you up to on your charity fund? How's that going? The charity for Great Ormond Street. What sort of numbers you up to now?
From what I can remember, he last said, he bloody really surpassed what the targets were.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It really is amazing. Great hospital, Great Ormond Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin spent a lot of her youth in Great Ormond Street, and the care was just fantastic. So yeah, it needs every penny it can get, that hospital.
Definitely. It's one of them institutes. Everybody knows about it, don't they? The Great Ormond Street.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing place. And just such
amazing times. It's a big old place.
Yeah, it is. It is quite huge, and it is, and the care that they have, not just the care for their patients, but the care they have for the parents and the family. It is just outstanding what they do. And I don't know what it's like in the COVID times with how many sort of parents can go. I'm sure Scott could answer that. But even so, the level of care they give towards the parents and the aftercare and the mental health support, if you like, is phenomenal. Amazing place.
Yeah. It needs all the love and all the support everybody can give.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does.
I think that the 12-hour live stream that they're going to be doing next Saturday is going to be banging. I think. Yeah, it's going to be really good. They're going to draw a lot of money in for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'd like to be part of it for a brief half an hour.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm literally going to write off next Saturday just for the whole 12-hour stream. Just going to plug my phone in, plug my laptop in so they're fully charged and watch as much of it as I can.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good. £1,290 it's Scott's put that they're up to. That's amazing. Thank you to everyone that supported the cause so far. We've been blown away. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's amazing, Scott.
Yeah.
Well done.
And it's only going to go up more and more, mate. It's only going to go up more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd probably easily double that, I reckon.
Yeah, and some. Raggy says I use my phone too. I've done a couple of reviews with my phone, but normally I've got a I guess it's sorted out. That's what I normally use.
Oh.
These joint tastings are good. We enjoy it. It feels like you're in a pub together. Yeah, people say you get that sort of pub vibe.
Yeah.
Where you're just chatting away to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to move my comments on my head. I need to go back a bit. Afternoon beers by Josh. Hope you're well. So what you got planned for the rest of the day, Dean?
I've got to do the beer that Scott kindly sent me, Care Shark.
Oh, yeah.
The Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that later on. Maybe have something else after. And then just chill out, see what's going on YouTube.
Yeah.
Turn the telly on.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think I've got I think I've got a roast dinner to cook, haven't I, love? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, the wife saying yes. But yeah, I like cooking a roast dinner though. It's just a proper Sunday meal, isn't it? A roast dinner.
Yeah.
Got to be done. Yeah, absolutely.
I could have it every day, to be honest, Chris.
Yeah, I could. I don't think my kids would, but I certainly could.
We do a rotation on the meats because my kids will only eat chicken, so we have to buy a chicken every week, and then we buy a joint of something else. We had beef today. Lovely, nice bit of beef.
I'd love a bit of beef, but like you say, my kids are the same. They won't eat anything but chicken. It can be any type of chicken nuggets, chicken burgers, roast chicken, anything chicken, they'll eat. You try and give them anything else, and it's just a nightmare. I hate cooking during the week because it's like we end up doing 3 or 4 different meals in one night. It drives me nuts.
I never had that luxury when I was a kid. I got whatever was put in front of me.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Put in front of you and you're made to eat it and couldn't leave the table until you had eaten it.
That's it. Yeah. No pudding for you if you didn't clear your plate.
Yeah. But then, as my wife just said, that's why we don't do that to our kids, because I used to find dinner as a kid so traumatic. Being made to eat things I couldn't stand, and I thought, I'm never going to do that to my kids, and I haven't, but all I've got to do is give them chicken, though, and they'll be all right.
Yeah. Chicken's all right, though, isn't it? It's not too bad.
No, it's easy enough, isn't it? And my mum was obsessed with making quiche, and I absolutely hate quiche, and she was obsessed with quiche for dinners. I'd just have it at least twice a week. And I'd literally sit there till 9 o'clock at night, just refusing to eat it. Absolutely vile. So I've never eaten quiche since either. It was fucking vile.
Nightmare. The quiche nightmare.
Oh, it was. I dreaded it. I could smell it cooking, and I used to think I'm going to be sat at the table for hours. But she wouldn't let me leave the table until I'd eaten it, and then it'd go cold, and it was even worse. And it was awful. Absolutely awful.
And the nightmares of school dinners, some of the horrendous things that used to be served at my school. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I think school dinners wise, I think I generally just used to eat their hot dogs. Cheap, nasty Frankfurt was about the best I could muster out the school dinners.
Evil stuff. I think the cooks, they just didn't give a toss.
No. What room are you in, Dean? Have you in a shed or an outbuilding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
My little getaway.
Yeah, see, I haven't got one because we live in like a masonette. So I'm actually in my kitchen. So what you see in my videos and behind me is literally a corner of my kitchen. But I'm desperate for a man cave. Desperate. Hopefully we're going to look at moving towards the end of the year and back to a house with a garden, and I've got to have a man cave. I've got to.
I wouldn't be without it now, to be honest.
No.
It's just nice to get away. Just chill out. I've got a pool table in here, and I've got a corner seating and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. I'll just go back to the comments. So yeah, 1,290 quid from start. Beers by Josh. Afternoon, Josh. Afternoon, all right, it says. Your friend T Ballo said, would you both buy or drink this beer again?
That's a good question, isn't it? And that's something I normally say on my reviews, is whether I drink it again. Would I buy it again? I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't. I don't dislike it, but I don't think it's one that I'd go and buy again. If someone gave it to me, I'd certainly drink it. But would I buy it again? Probably not. Would I recommend it? I'd certainly say give it a go. It's very different. And as milkshake IPAs go, I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I'd probably follow along with it. It's a one beer wonder for me. I've tried it. I know what it's like now, and that's it. Move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for recommending it to people out there, you've got to give it a try. I think that's the beauty with this hobby. When new beers are released on a supermarket scale that everybody can get hold of, you've got to sort of get on it out of curiosity more than anything.
Yeah. So yeah, mine came from Sainsburys. Sainsburys are finally, I wouldn't say they've upped their game as such, but they've certainly increased a little bit on the craft front. But didn't they do a deal with Beerhawk? Is that right? They haven't gone direct to the brewer. They've done a deal with Beerhawk to get those 5 or 6 new ones in. Have you heard that?
No, that's news to me, mate.
Yeah, I think I heard that on Bullman's beer reviews. I'm sure he said they've done a deal with Beerhawk rather than going direct to the brewery, which means it's probably quite a fair bit more expensive in the shops than probably what it is on their websites, I would have thought.
Again, that going down the chain, you've got more middlemen in there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Opposed to the supermarket dealing directly with the brewer and saying, look, let's strike a deal up, stock quantities, X amount. You've got this middleman being Beerhawk, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which I can get there's some truth in that, maybe. I don't know, I haven't heard anything, but I know I did see a Beerhawk gift set back in Christmas.
Right.
In Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Like a little tumbler and then 3 beers that were in it. And it had Beerhawk blasted all over the packaging.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some truth in that, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I picked up I think I picked up 5 out of the 6. The other one that I didn't pick up was the Brew by Numbers. I think it was number 5, and I'd had that before, and I wasn't keen, so I didn't bother picking that up again. But I did pick up the others, and I haven't tried them all yet. This is the first one actually out of the Sainsbury's range that I've tried.
Yeah, this is well, I say out of Sainsbury's. It's not. It's bloody beer 52, but all the same, it's available in Sainsbury's. The second one, I've had the siren one. I thought that was all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the siren one. I've got it in. I just haven't had it yet.
Sure, you'll get around to trying. Lee J, hope you're well, mate. Keeping it up simple. Today on the Guinness. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Raggy, great to see the big community coming together for Scott and Wander's life. Exactly. All communities, for that matter.
Yeah.
Shocking. Saturday will be amazing. There's more Scott and Wander promoted. Yeah, indeed. My autistic son only eats chicken and Raggy. I've got beef.
Good man, Raggy. I love beef. I don't have it much in this house because I'm the only one that likes beef in my house. So we don't get it much. So enjoy your beef, Raggy. Enjoy it.
I absolutely love lamb, but I'm the only one in my family that likes lamb.
Lamb's great. I love most meats, to be fair.
You've got a decent bit of meat on a plate on a Sunday, haven't you?
Oh, you've got to. How do you like your lamb, though? Because I like mine proper pink.
I normally buy a shoulder lamb or a leg of lamb and just stick it on a load of onions and stick it in a bit of stock around it and stick it in the oven for about 4 hours and forget about it.
Yeah, you can do that with shoulder of lamb, can't you? It's nice to cook that low and slow for a long time. But leg of lamb, I generally like that sort of quite pink. I like it bleeding a little bit, the lamb. But yeah, shoulder, I'll cook that for hours, absolutely.
Yeah, it's lovely, and it just disintegrates, doesn't it? You're picking it away.
Yeah, I generally
with a teaspoon.
When we moved and we lost the garden, I used to do the big barbecue every year, and I'd always do a shoulder of lamb on the barbecue, cooked with anchovies and other herbs and spices, and it was delightful on the barbecue. A nice shoulder of lamb. But we get our garden back. I'll get it all back again soon.
Yeah, with your man cave as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I will. I'll be having my man cave and my barbecues back. That is a given.
Kevin, have you reviewed the IPA? No, I'm going to do it later on, Kevin, and then I'll post it beginning of next week sometime. But yeah, I am looking forward to it. Window beer reviews, I could have it every day. What, that bin beef or lamb?
It's got to be beef. I could have beef every day.
Scott says my head hurts. Bit of a sesh last night. Fucking how far down over the comments. School dinners, I stick to chips and beans,
Oh,
and gravy. Yeah, they used to just absolutely massacre the chips when I was at school. They must, I think they used to make their own chips and peel them all. And I think they used to cook them in the morning and then just let them sit in them big silver pans.
yeah, they were always cold as well, weren't they? Well, I always bought in high school, always
dehydrated.
Yeah, yeah,
Horrible.
all the time.
Absolutely horrible. Yeah. Love to Scott from Thomas. Brew. All the beer, no idea. Barry, how do you, lads? Hello, Barry.
Afternoon, Barry. Hope you well.
We've got Greg, Woman's Brewery. Afternoon, Greg. I had this on tap a couple of years back and enjoyed it. Bit sweet, but wouldn't go out. But yeah.
Yeah, it's got a sweetness to it. I certainly won't in a rush to have it again.
No, I wouldn't want to back it. It's not a beer that I want a session anyway, for sure.
No, I wouldn't. I certainly not. I wouldn't be in a hurry to go and open another one straight after that. You're right. It's not a back to.
And I think the 330 format probably does it a bit more justice than the 440.
Probably, and I don't like 330ml cans, but I could, yeah, 440 probably is a bit much actually. In fact, I've drunk mine. Mine's gone. I've finished mine. I'm going back to the IPA that's on the other side of the table.
Fair play to you. Raggy, my old workplace for 5 years. Beer walk out on the shelf in Sainsburys as they rotate every now and again. Afternoon, Andy from Greg. Afternoon, Mr. Foreman. Just finished Grimbergen double. It's a cracker. Time for the Lagunitas, says Barry.
Nice.
I've never had a Grimbergen before.
Did you review it, Barry, the Grimbergen, or have you just drunk it? I love it. I do love a good double. Probably one of my favourites.
Yeah, I like doubles.
I've got the La Trappe double sitting in my other room waiting to be drunk. I'm just saving that for the right moment. I probably will review it as well. I think you've reviewed it, the La Trappist double.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've reviewed it. But I'm looking forward.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Did you get the box set, did you?
Yeah, I did. I got the box set that you sent me the link to. That link you sent me was quite out of date. So I found it again anyway, and the price has gone up quite significantly from that link you sent me. Well, I still went and got it because I had an Amazon voucher, so I thought, well, why not? So yeah, there was four came in the box with the glass as well, so they're sitting there. But yeah, I love the double, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
The whole range is pretty steady, to be fair. Them sort of beers always are very consistent.
Yeah.
Raggy says Bloomberg is nice. T-Bone, Dean and Chris, what are your favourite beers to go with a Sunday roast?
God, that's a question, isn't it?
I normally have something like a Pilsner.
Yeah. Although I'd something like just with a Sunday roast, I'd probably go something quite simple but tasty, like a Ghost Ship. I'd go with for a roast. I think that goes quite well with a roast. Citrus and chicken always go well together if you're having a roast chicken. So yeah, something like a Ghost Ship, something that's pleasant but doesn't require a huge amount of thought. I'd probably go with something similar along those lines. Yeah.
It depends what the person's like that's cooked the food. If it's shocking food that you want something bold and strong to add to.
Yeah, most of the time I cook Sunday roast. So I'm fairly confident with my cooking.
Yeah, no, I am as well. But it has happened before where if you've gone out to eat somewhere for a Sunday roast at one of these dodgy places.
Oh, it's just amount of time.
In the past.
Yeah, the amount of times me and the wife we've gone out for dinner somewhere, and you end up forking out 100 odd quid. And we're driving back home thinking, what the fuck did we waste that money for? We could have done better at home ourselves. Do it all the time.
Yeah. We used to go to Middle and Carter quite a bit and have a steak dinner now and again. I've had some few dodgy experiences in there where they've just butchered the steak.
Yeah.
Gristle, crap bit of meat.
Yeah, it's surprising how many people don't know how to cook steak properly. It's unreal. And actually, my wife's really good at cooking steak. In fact, I sometimes overcook mine, so I get the wife to do it. She's pretty good at cooking a steak, the missus. Even though she doesn't eat it. That's the thing. She doesn't even eat steak, but she can cook it.
Fair play. Right there, Raggy says Barry. Hello, guys. Being viewers. Hello, Brett. How are you doing?
Hi, Brett. You all right?
I did a massive 100+ quid shop, mainly Aussie beers. Raggy says, hello, Barry. I think we're all up to date now.
Your subs will rocket after this, Chris. That'd be nice if they did go up. Thank you, Baz. Nice comment.
Well, I hope so. I hope you get some sort of thing out of it. You know, that's spread the love and all that.
It's nice to spread the love, isn't it?
Yeah, spread the love.
But yeah,
I know what it's like, mate. When I first started out, it's a bit of a minefield out there, you know.
Yeah, it is, and I'm aware of that. And I think, you know, should I just let it grow naturally, which is all you can really do. But I just enjoy doing it anyway, Dean. I just enjoy sitting there with the camera on, talking to the camera, talking about a beer. So I'll crack on, and when the subs grow, the subs grow. And it's great when people do sub. But I just really enjoy doing it. It's just a good something to do and a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about as well. There's plenty of people out there that share the same interest as you with beer. Yeah. As you're aware, there's lots of people doing this now.
Absolutely.
And more the merrier, to be honest with you. You know.
Yeah, there's loads out there, and I subscribe to loads of their channels, and it's a nice community. And I've met people like yourself. I talked to Paul from Paul's Beer Reviews, Scott from Scott and Wonders World. I messaged Scott here and there. Certainly met some lovely people.
Yeah, there are some absolute diamonds out there. There really is. Very, very knowledgeable people out there as well.
Yeah,
who've got a hell of a lot of respect for.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of my only concerns was, I know I did that video the other day about why I changed my channel name, and it says why I got into the craft journey. So I've only really been on craft beer for a couple of years. So I was a bit worried about people's knowledge, thinking if I start doing reviews, I'm going to get blown away by people's knowledge. But for me, it's just about tasting the beer and saying what I can taste in it. But it's been immense.
Yeah, we're all different. I mean, there's no right or wrong to doing this.
No.
You might get something out of a beer that I might not get, or vice versa. It doesn't make you right, and it doesn't make me right or wrong. It's just, I don't know. I just see it as it's a little bit of entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've had a beer that you really like, and then you see somebody else has reviewed it, and you jump over and have a look out of curiosity and to see what they think about it.
Yeah.
See if you're in sequence, so to speak, with tasting notes and stuff like that. But stuff can pop out from beers that I can't pull out and whatever. But it's just a bit of fun in it. Bit of fun at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? And that's why I do it, for a bit of fun, kills a bit of time, and I can enjoy beer and tell people about it. Happy days.
It gives you a good excuse to buy beer as well, doesn't it? Because you say, well, I've got to review it.
Well, exactly. And, I think the wife's finally started to accept that I do buy a lot of beer. She loves it.
My wife's heading. I think my wife's heading with it. Yeah, bloody audience beer again.
Yeah, I think my wife's the same. But I did get her in on a video. I did the Vocation Banoffee Stout, and I got the wife in on that video. And she had to admit, even she liked that stout. And she's not a beer drinker. But yeah, it was nice to get her on a video. I enjoyed doing the video with the missus.
My missus hates beer. Got no chance of that happening.
Well, no, my missus, how long have we been together, love? 25 years? Yeah. We've been together 25 years, and I think that was the first time I managed to get her to drink beer, was doing that Banoffee Stout. So I'm going to drag her on for some more in the future. She's looking forward to it.
What are we up to? Your sub rocket. All good. Main ones: VB, Tunis, Burridge, Colton. All the old classics then. Brett. Raggy says, I think it's awesome how people help each other, kept away from the scene until last month, but found some great beers. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching Raggy for blooming ages when he first started out. And I did give him a little poke back in the day, say, hey, come on, I want to do a live review with you, because he's another interesting character. But he's finally reaching out to other beer reviewers now and leaving comments on videos and stuff like that. So it's good to have a bit of interaction from him, because I think he's a star on Raggy. He's quality beers.
Yeah, I love Raggy's channel. I love his way. And
the variation as well.
Yeah.
There's no limits, is there? There's no limits. He'll review anything, pretty much.
And
that's cool.
I like his ramblings. If you're still watching Raggy, I like it when you just ramble on about random stuff. It just takes me away from everything, and I just really enjoy his ramblings. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, just adds that little bit more, doesn't it? See, I don't feel confident doing that. That's why I'm short and sharp. That's me with beer reviews. Just get in, get out. Yeah. I just don't feel confident enough to pour my troubles or whatever onto people, so I just keep it at that, you know.
Yeah, see, I think I could do it, but then I just think I could do it, and then I think, well, do people want to watch it? But people watch Raggy do it, but then I'm not sure I'd ramble on about the right things, and I'd probably piss people off.
That is the problem, isn't it? Of going on too much and annoying people and thinking, oh, he's going on again.
Yeah.
But it works for Raggy. It works for Raggy.
It does work for Raggy, and Raggy does it really well, and I enjoy watching it.
Scott says, some cracking people on YouTube. There is indeed, mate. There is indeed. All the beers. Barry saying hello to Raggy. Hello, everyone. Wayne's Beer Delivery. Hello, Wayne.
Afternoon, Wayne.
Just have fun. That's it, Thomas, mate. That's what it's all about. Just having a bit of fun with it. Not taking yourself too serious, really. That's it as well. You know, you've got to draw the line somewhere. Brett says, we're all in the same boat. Just be honest, humble, and down to earth. Be kind to each other.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with that. Absolutely, Brett. I agree.
There's enough twats out there in the real world, isn't there? You don't really want to get bogged down with them on here, you know. But it does happen. It does happen. Yeah,
there's far too many in the real world, and I'm not interested in drama. Let's just help each other out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in these times as well, you know, certainly COVID times, seeing people's mental health suffering, and there's no reason to be twats to people in these times. We should really be supporting people. It's awful what COVID is doing to people's mental health. It's shocking.
Oh, that is bloody scary when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, people's businesses just going up the wall. You know, they've put years and years of time and effort and love into it, and it just goes up the wall.
Yeah.
What that does to somebody inside is horrendous.
Yeah, I agree. But it's not just adults, you know, it's affecting the kids as well. The kids, they're suffering with mental health problems now, and young kids are growing up thinking it's normal for people to be wearing masks. So they're missing all facial expressions, and they're missing all those kind of social interactions. I think it's really damaging. I understand why we're doing it, absolutely understand. And I've had the COVID vaccine and I support all of that. But I think the long-term damage it's doing to adults and especially kids, I think we'll be seeing some repercussions for a number of years.
I mean, even before COVID, I think as a society, we were walking on eggshells anyway, weren't we?
Yeah.
Very delicate sort of tread carefully, you know, with certain matters and stuff like that. And now this COVID's come and grabbed everybody because nobody's managed to escape it, really.
No.
Other than the boss of Amazon, I guess, because he's rubbing his hands together with this. But it's different matter, different world anyway. But it's scary. It is scary.
Yeah, it is. Have you had COVID then?
Not officially, no, but I probably had it the Christmas before without me knowing, because I felt pretty dodgy beginning of that December. I felt rough for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was that or not, because it was way before the, China sort of said, hey, it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah. As you know, I've had it because I was supposed to go live with you a couple of months ago, wasn't I?
Yeah, that's it.
And got the COVID, and yeah, it wasn't nice. But then I had the COVID vaccine a couple of weeks ago, and that wiped me out. That was like having COVID all over again. Last week, yeah. So
You said in your messages it knocked you for 6, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was awful having the vaccine. I'm glad I've had it. It's good for the protection side of things, but it felt worse than actually having COVID. It was very strange. The temperatures again and all the achy body and everything else. It was just like having COVID all over again, which they don't prepare you for. But then not everyone has those side effects. So, I'm glad it's done. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. I know my old man, he's had it, and he didn't get no effects from it at all. He felt all right with it. But my old dear had it, and it knocked her about a bit for a few days. She felt pretty rough with it. Yeah. So I suppose you just got to take it and hope it doesn't really sort of knock you about too much.
No, and that's it. And I don't know whether it's because I've got underlying health problems of like the Crohn's disease, so my immune system is a bit weaker than normal. So maybe that had an impact on why it felt so rough having the vaccine. But it's done. I'm over it. Glad I've had it. I'm lucky that I've been able to get it so early. So happy days.
I think they're doing an excellent job of rolling it out, though. You can't knock them for that. I know they've had their ups and downs with other sort of how they've gone about COVID in the past, but I think as for getting these vaccines out, I think they're doing a terrific job at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. The numbers that they're getting through, the numbers that they're getting through is phenomenal. So I think they're doing a good job, and we can all criticise Boris Johnson, couldn't we? But I wouldn't want that job for all the money in the world. I wouldn't want that job.
Well, it's a bloody poison chalice, that job is at the moment, now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't matter who was doing it. People would criticise. I'm not the biggest Boris Johnson fan, but he's been dealt his hand with the situation. It is what it is, isn't it? You just got to crack on with it.
Yeah.
Okay, comments. Hey, Craig, how you doing, mate? Cheers, guys. Great to see you live, Dino. How you doing, Craig? We're all in the same boat. Yeah, I've read that one. Drop double is lovely too. It says, cheers, mate. Excellent, Dino. Chris just survived asking his wife how long we've been together.
She's used to it. She's used to me always asking her how long we've been together.
Too long.
Too long, she said. The wife says we've been together too long.
I've been with my wife 20 years. 20 years in April, and I think we've been married 15 years.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, she's a good old girl, my wife. I love my wife. She's a good girl. She puts up with a lot.
I think all women do it and live with blokes. Yeah, we can be a bit of a pain in the arse, can't we?
You put up with a lot. Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
She's putting me from down the kitchen. I was just about to say it, but I put up with a lot. But she said, no, don't say that.
Live on Dean's Beer Reviews, Chris gets a frying pan chucked at him.
She has got one right next to her, a frying pan, actually, because we bought a new one today, and it is right by her side.
This is a good one. Raggy, I've got nigh on 500 bottles in cans, not including home brew. It's a great hobby. The Banoffee Stout review was one I see you first. Okay, yeah. Third, mate, guys, is there one brewery at the minute that stands out for you? Chris?
Core. One brewery that stands out for me. One is difficult. I'm always going to favour Mad Squirrel because they are literally down the road from me. I love what Mad Squirrel do. I love their beers. So Mad Squirrel are probably my favourite brewery. Although recently, Phantom Brewing have really been hitting me up with me as well.
Are they your neck of the woods as well?
No, I don't think they are. I can't remember where they bloody well are now. But I've done a few Phantom Brewing beers on my channel, and they've all been outstanding. So they've been a sort of like the surprise brewery for me. But if I'm not into brand loyalty as such, but I would go Mad Squirrel because they're local and they produce fantastic beers. And then I'd probably go Phantom Brewing as the next one down, really.
I mean, where I live, Oxfordshire, it's a bit of a barren landscape for craft beer, really. There's not a lot going on. Real ale wise, yeah, it's got its fair share of decent ale, but I'd probably have to go further afield, and it's probably Raggy's neck of the woods, the East Midlands, with someone like Pentridge, Neon Raptor. I discovered Pentridge the middle of last year, and I've had some cracking beers from them. They've really, really impressed me, what Pentridge have been doing. All IABV stuff, thick bodies, yeah, just delicious drinking experiences. I'm just going to grab another beer out of the fridge.
Cool, no worries. Does that mean I can play with the comments, Dean, while you're gone? Can I go?
Go for it, mate.
Where did we get up to? I'm new. So for everyone that's on here, this is the first live I've been on, so trying to work out what the comments are doing and where we're up to in the comments is a bit of an
I've just read Raggy's comment about 500 bottles and cans.
Oh, that's right. So the fact that he's got an eye on 500 bottles and cans, not including homebrew, is epic. How you've got 500 bottles and cans, Raggy, is amazing. Oh, that looks good, Dean.
His wife.
Yeah. Alligator Tugboat. Simcoe IPA, 7.2% ABV.
Nice. Very nice. In fact, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go and grab a beer while you're pouring that one. I'll be back.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it running a little bit anyway. I'm enjoying it. It's nice to get to know you a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
Thanks for the feedback. No, you're welcome, Raggy, mate. You're welcome.
Oh,
you're a genuine sort of guy, you are, and I can tell that from the way you go about reviewing your stuff. You don't give a monkeys, and you say what you think, sort of thing, and that goes a long way in my book. That does.
We've got another budget beer on the go. The Oakham City. I think it was. I think it's about £1.50, £1.60. Really, really nice for 500 mils. Another straightforward, easy drinking beer.
I like Inferno from them guys. I haven't had it for a long while though.
Yeah, I've got a bottle of Inferno, but I've not had it yet. I've not had it at all. So I have got a bottle of Inferno sitting in the fridge. But I like the Citra. I think it's great. Yeah,
Citra. It's a bit of a fan favourite, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
Cheers. Enjoy Raggy too. Can we do this again next week, please? Too. Well, I mean, I'm up for doing it on a regularish sort of basis and not getting too bogged down with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely do something again with Chris as long as you're happy with that, mate.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do something again with you, Dean.
Yeah.
Every week, I think would be a bit of a problem, but yeah, I could definitely do some more with you without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure we can just knock one in now and again, sort of thing, and not. The thing I find with it is, if you leave it for a little bit longer and then suggest doing a live, it makes it a little bit more like you're looking forward to it, and then it's not. If you're doing it on a weekly basis, I think you get tired with it eventually.
Yeah.
Saying, but doing this sort of every now and again, once in a blue moon, it's yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Beardy beer reviews, mental health, the whole COVID thing. I know I'm putting my cards on the table. I've suffered from 4 major breakdowns. Luckily, I have my little lady and my missus to pull up and push me through. Good on you, mate. Good on you.
What's Beardy Beer Review's name? Is it Brett?
Brett, yeah.
Yeah, Brett, well done for putting that comment on there, mate. I've certainly suffered with mental health issues in the past, and it's something that needs to be spoken about. People need to talk about mental health. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of, but it still carries a stigma, doesn't it? Mental health, which I think is shocking.
It does, yeah. You've got to be a bit sort of, oh, I'm a man. I've got to be macho about it and stuff. And to be fair, I put my hands up. I was like that a little bit because of the upbringing that I had. I was brought up by my grandparents.
Right.
So there's old school stuff, you know, and, you know, man up and all that, you know, pull your trousers up and just crack on with it sort of attitude. And I did carry that for a lot of my years, especially, I know, into my 20s anyway.
Yeah.
I just steamrolled into things and not thought about it. But now I look back and with COVID, it upsets the apple cart a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
It probably has got into my head and disturbed my sort of life a little bit.
Yeah, and the way I sort of explain mental health to people that are sort of non-believers, I always sort of say, well, if you can get a cold and you can get the flu and you can get heart disease, lung disease, bowel disease, like I've got, then your brain can get ill as well. It's that simple. And that's how I sort of explain that to people. But yeah, mental health, that stigma's got to go, really. So for Brett, yeah, well done for putting that comment in there, mate.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, well done.
I mean, when you hear about all these horror stories about all these celebrities that you think, as a normal sort of run-of-the-mill person, you look at their lifestyle that they lead. They've got all the money that they could possibly want, big houses, they've got all the material things, yet they crash and burn like us, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, they go up the wall with, I mean, some of these, the old school footballers, gambling problems and drink problems and stuff.
Yeah.
So no one's exempt from it.
No, not at all. No, you look at the actor Robin Williams, an amazing actor. And it led to him taking his own life, didn't it? And you know, there's hugely famous people that suffer. Amy Winehouse, I know she had drug and alcohol problems, but certainly suffered of mental health as well. Yeah. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter how much cash you've got in your pocket. Mental health will affect anybody.
No, if it's going to get into you, it's going to get into you one way or another.
Absolutely.
And poor sods, it did them, didn't it? It did them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Raggy, severe anxiety is very hard. The reason, only up until recently, I joined the community. I remember you being around at the start of my channel, Dean. I wasn't brave enough then to do a cloak. No, I get it, mate. So I know you did speak on your videos, mate, about having anxiety issues and stuff. So I just pulled back a little bit. I didn't want to bombard you and badge you. Come on, I want to do a live. I want to do a live. You'll do a live when you want to do a live, mate. All you have to do is just send me a message and we can work something out. So, yeah, I completely get where you're coming from and I respect you for that, mate. No problem. Range Beer Delivery. Hope everyone stays safe out there. So far, my family has not gotten into it. Hopefully, it will subside. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've turned the corner of it now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'll fall down on these comments.
Well, it's on my list. We're near the end, I think, on the comments.
Are we? Okay. So, Barry, always ramble, lol.
I don't think you do ramble that much, Barry, to be honest.
Waffle. We call it waffle.
Waffle's good. Nothing wrong with a waffle.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a waffle. Scott, going to do a quick live about 6. Cool, no problem. We won't be on for that long anyway. T Barrow, Phantom is in Reading. Okay.
Fair enough.
Maniculous Beer Reviews. Cheers from us from the US.
Cheers to the US.
Cheers to the US. East Midlands has so many great. Yeah, it has. I mean, it's hard to beat Yorkshire. I think Yorkshire steal the show for me with what's coming out of there. They're just fantastic. There's a whole list of quality coming out of Yorkshire, and then you've got the likes of East Midlands, and also Bristol as well. I think them little pockets, and of course London. Got these little pockets of fantastic breweries all sort of batched together.
Yeah, I do find most of the craft beers that I buy online, they're all coming from sort of Yorkshire breweries, or certainly up north, the breweries. I find most of the decent ones are coming from that neck of the woods.
Yeah. And even in the supermarkets as well, to a certain degree. I would say they've got the lion's share, but there's a lot of northern breweries on the supermarket shelves making some cracking stuff. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Lost Cosmonauts. I mean, Scott's still watching. He'll back me up on that. He's a big fan of it as well.
Yeah.
North Brewing, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, North Brewing are good.
Simo Brewery. Evening, gents. Hope you're both well. Just lurking while watching the footy. No problem, Simo.
Evening, Simo.
I know he's just new to it. He's just started out as well, so go and check him out as well. Give him a little bit of love.
Yeah, I've given Simo a sub as well.
Andy K. My local brewery is 8 Arch in Wimborne, Dorset. Loving their stuff at the moment. Vocation are putting out quality beer along with Electric Bear. I've not too much Electric Bear.
No, I've had a couple from Electric Bear, but not a huge amount. And the only Electric Bears that I have had have generally been from been available in Marks and Spencers. I don't think I've bought any other ones other than the ones that are in M&S. But Vocation do put out some great stuff.
Yeah. I think I've got a can of Vocation from that Beer 52 box as well. There's a little 330 in there as well from them, I've noticed. And I think as well the Brew by Numbers 05, which is also available in Sainsburys. I think that's in that box as well.
Yeah, that's a disappointing box then, isn't it?
Yeah, we were saying just before we went on live about Beer 52, and you're saying you paused your subscription box.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to make that phone call again and just say, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's it now. I gave him a chance last time, but I think I want to pick my own beers now, I think.
Yeah, I think I prefer the idea now of picking my own. I think if you're new to beer drinking or new to craft, then I think Beer 52 could be quite a nice intro to other breweries to sort of get you switched on to them. But the 330ml cans annoys me, and that this month's box is just, I think, shocking, really. When it was supposed to be the Belgian box, is that a Brexit thing that stopped it being a Belgian box?
I guess that's played some sort of role in shifting it to this. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but that's what we've got to get accustomed to now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. But I got proper excited for that Belgian box. I was thinking this is going to be an amazing box, and then it never happened. But it's got to be down to Brexit, isn't it? It's
got to be. Yeah, I can't think of any other explanation to it myself, because it was just going to be completely dedicated to Belgium, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was on the back of the magazine, wasn't it? The shoot known. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Shame. Yeah. Big shame.
Yeah, so I think I'll have to make a phone call in a week and just knock it on the head, I think. But I do understand if you're getting into beer, then that's a nice little box to have, I guess, because you're sort of none the wiser, and you'll take what you're sort of given and work it out for yourself. Yeah,
I think if it helps introduce people to other breweries, then I think it's really good. And fairly recently, I introduced a couple of people to Beer 52, and now I feel guilty for doing it, especially as I've not had it off the head.
Well, live and learn, mate. Live and learn. Got looking at doing a mental health video next month. I've spoken to Dean about this. Yeah, you have, mate. Yeah. No, I'd run with that. I really would run with that, because it's an important subject.
Yeah,
it's putting the skirting around it. It's got to be. The more people talk about it, the more people are going to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Wanting to get involved with it. If that makes sense.
And people do need to talk about it. And I think you're absolutely right, Dean. The more that people do talk, the more others will talk. And I'll happily and quite openly talk about the mental health and depression that I've suffered with. I'll quite happily talk about it. If it helps just one person talk about theirs, then that wins for me.
Yeah, mission accomplished, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get through to at least one person, at least you can walk away thinking, well, I've done my little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fully supportive of that, Scott, mate. So yeah, you crack on with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott.
Billy Beer reviews. Hey there, Andy K. You've watched a few of my 8 arch reviews. I do apologise if I'm taking my time. It's just I'm trying to catch up with the comments here. I don't often do lives, to be fair. I've done them before in the past, obviously, but I don't normally do stuff like this on my channel. I do enjoy it, and I am enjoying doing it, and I should do it more. I keep saying to myself, I think it comes down to confidence. I feel a little bit nervous sometimes, but I shouldn't be, because there's some bloody great people out there, you know, fully supportive of everything.
You definitely shouldn't be nervous, Dean. You know what you're talking about. I said to you before we went live, didn't I? I was nervous about doing it.
Yeah. You've got an
vibe.
excuse because you haven't done it before. I've done it before, but I still get bloody nervous.
There's no harm in nerves. Nerves are a good thing. Depends on what you do.
It is, yeah. Makes you human, doesn't it? If you're nervous about something, being overconfident about all that, you know.
Yeah.
Andy K, sure, hi Brett. Really enjoyed their stuff and it's fantastic. Local to me, chin up, bud. You'll get through it. Difficult times together. And then Corbell really surprised me, along with Moo Moo Ice Cream Pale. All good though. And then Thomas says, I had severe anxiety. YouTube has really helped.
That's good to hear.
And I know before Thomas was doing when he was doing beer reviews before, he turned the camera around, and I think that's given him some confidence as well, to just turn the camera in front of you and just say what you want about the beer. So yeah, fair play to you as well, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stephen Hagenboth. Barry, I think that your channel will do well. Keep it up. Yeah, Barry's sound.
Yeah, great channel, Barry's channel.
Yeah, Barry's really come on leaps and bounds. Barry has, bless him. He's probably, I don't even think he's been doing it a year. I mean, he was doing written reviews and stuff on Facebook, but again, when it comes to these sort of systems, he's your man. All day long, he's your man. Barry is. If you want to know anything about that, give him a message on Facebook, because he can help you out no end. That's what he did with me, pointed me in the right direction for certain things.
What are your views on Facebook, Dean? I was in a few beer groups on Facebook, but I've pretty much come out of most of it. Well, nearly all of them now. There's a lot of crap and shit and drama on some of them, so I came out of them.
I'm in a few groups, but I'm silencing them. I don't bother. I just don't want the hassle.
No, I think I'm down to about 2 groups that I've stayed in. But yeah, the same. I don't comment. I just use it to find beers that I might not have heard of. Yeah.
I mean, there are some good people in them groups, but I just don't sort of interfere with it.
No,
I have a browse, see what's going on. That's all sort of thing, you know. But I don't interact really. I don't really do a lot on Facebook, to be fair. Anyway.
No, I don't.
Bristol is banging for top breweries. It certainly is, Andy. It's a hotbed. I've said before. Bristol's a right good hotbed for quality brewers. Hi everyone. Paul's beer reviews. Hello, Paul.
Hey, hello.
You well.
Afternoon, Paul. Hope you're well. Great live yesterday. Really enjoyed your live. Great having Sharks Home Brewing on there. That was fantastic.
Kevin, yeah. I'm looking forward to doing that beer now.
Yeah, I always enjoyed Paul's beer reviews on a Saturday afternoon. Well, not reviews, his live that he does on a Saturday afternoon. It's always good fun.
I normally listen to him if I'm working. I'll put the earphones on and listen to him.
Yeah. It's a great live.
Yeah, it's giving somebody something to do in these times as well, isn't it? Because that's the trouble. People find it odd. You can't go to the pub. You can't go shopping.
Yeah.
So it just opens it up to people just to have a little sort of like lose themselves in YouTube for an hour or two, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it is nice, like you say, to lose yourself in it, and sort of it's almost what has become one of the highlights of my weekend is going bloody food shopping with the wife, because it's the only place you can go out to. So I actually look forward to going food shopping and just being out the house with the wife doing food shopping.
Yeah. No, I'm exactly the same, mate. I'm exactly the same with that. It's weird, isn't it? When you get excited thinking, yeah, it's that time of the week, it's off to Tesco's, whee!
Yeah, shocking, isn't it?
It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Thomas says hello to Paul. Paul, hello, Thomas. Hey, Kev. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Wayne's beer delivery. Yes, doing my YouTube channel is something I've never ever thought I could do, but it's fun. For the introvert like me. Yeah. I've been doing it for 5 years now, and I still go through little lulls now and again where I think I can't be bothered. But I do still get that sort of fire in my belly sometimes with certain beers, and get excitement and want to turn the camera on to do it. Yeah. And then other times I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. I'll have a couple of days off, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, though, is there? There's nothing wrong with having a couple of days off. If you can't be bothered, you can't be bothered. Go and sit back and chill out. Why not? Yeah,
it's pointless. It's pointless just doing them for the sake of it. Sometimes you've got to want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's a couple of videos I've done where I haven't been in the mood, and I know I haven't been going long, and I haven't been in the mood. And when I watch all my videos back, I'm a bit weird. I don't mind watching myself, and I've watched some back, and I just think, actually, I'm not going to put that out. I don't like it myself. So if I don't like it, I can't expect other people to like it. So those ones I don't even put out.
Yeah. I've done that myself as well, where I think, I don't think I've said the right thing there, or I've missed something out.
Yeah. And
like, nah, sack it off.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna show that the light of day. That can just do one.
Yeah. I'd like to do an outtakes, because there's a couple of videos, well, more than a couple, where I've redone them because I fucked up. And some of the outtakes I think would be quite amusing. So I think in future I might save all my outtakes, because I generally try and do all my videos in one hit, because I'm crap at editing and doing all that sort of stuff. So it's got to be done in one go. So if I get halfway through and balls it up, I've got to start again. But the balls ups can be quite amusing, I think. Yeah,
I know Craig. He does. He actually, I think he posted one a couple of days ago where he's got a series of outtakes all put together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be quite comical, because I delete most of my stuff anyway. As soon as I've uploaded it, I delete it off my SD card. But there has been times where I've gone to turn the camera on, and I've like paused, or haven't said, you know, I've made a fool of myself, sort of thing. I'll turn it off, start again, and but I just delete it all. I should have probably kept it and just pieced it all together for something like that, because it would be quite funny.
Yeah, but that's the problem, you see. I could probably have all these videos with the outtakes in them, or the balls ups in them, but I wouldn't know how to piece them all together and make it one video. I'm absolutely rubbish on technology.
No, I don't. I wouldn't even know where to start with editing. Scott's your man for that. He does all that jazz. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah, Scott's a bit of a wizard, isn't he, with his intros and
He
his
loves all that, though.
stuff in videos.
Yeah.
He's on the ball with it, is Scott, but
Yeah.
I'm not. Absolutely shit at it.
Yeah, he's got it down to a T now as well, because he said to me before where he knows how to suss it all out now, so it's not a chore anymore. He knows what he's doing, and he knows when to piece it all together, sort of thing. But yeah, he's your man for all that jazz. Shotgun Brewing, nerves go away after a couple of beers. They certainly do, don't they? It helps. It definitely helps. Ruggy's Beers, let's be fair, as a hobby, beer review. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one hell of a hobby.
It's a great hobby.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
See, my wife.
You're never ever going to run out of beer, are you? That's the trouble, because it's constant.
I get nervous if I get a bit twitchy if I think I'm running out of beer. I start thinking I need to go to the shops. I need to order some beer. And my wife kind of gives me the raised eyebrow. But you should see her collection of gin.
It's not my collection.
She's got.
Our collection.
It's your collection.
It's our collection.
She's got over 25 gins sitting in the other room. She should do a gin review channel.
Gin review, yeah. That's the thing. Well, it's the in thing, isn't it? Gin, very, very popular now, isn't it?
It is. But Rachel and I, we like to think that we were into gin long before it became fashionable.
What do you think we were?
We were, weren't we? Yeah, we've drunk gin for years, really.
Since we were 18.
Yeah. Can you hear her, Dean, when she's talking?
Yeah, I can hear her in the background, yeah.
Can you shut up, love?
Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. Scott, I've loved YouTube mostly. I've made some wonderful friends. Yeah, and that is the beauty of it as well, isn't it? Where you discover people, you find people.
Yeah.
I think you just popped up on a recommendation once, and I thought it's when you were the beer cranny.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, another beer review I hadn't seen before. Because it seems to be like on a weekly basis where you see a new guy pop up, whether it's this side or across the pond in America. There's always some new guy popping up, having a stab at it.
Mm.
And I'm all for that, supporting people to do this, because it does take some balls to turn the camera on and just chat a load of shit in front of, and then put it out to the public. It is odd.
I was blown away when you asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, wow, this is Dean's Beer Reviews asking me to go live with him. I was absolutely blown away. I'm very grateful, so thank you.
No, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. You just, you share the same interest as me, mate. Yeah. That's how I see it.
I think we've both got the same sort of haircuts as well, haven't we?
Yeah, grass don't grow on a busy street, mate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bloody hard work that is. Window beer reviews, Ruggy's Beers and Wines and Spirits it is. Andy K, your neutral Scott. Agreed, Raggy. Thanks for the sub, Window Thomas. Pause beer reviews, absolutely right, Chris. When a trip to the supermarket becomes a treat, things have gone wrong.
Absolutely.
Dean, have you tried Vedette Extra IPA? No, I haven't. Stephen, I haven't tried that yet. I've had the lager, which I thought is pretty good for what it is. I think I got that from Morrison's, but no, I haven't had the Vedette Extra IPA. I think they do a wit beer as well, don't they? Which I haven't had. Raggy says, exploding bottle beer reviews are fun. I've had a couple of cans where they've gone a bit mad. Yeah. But I haven't had a bottle yet.
I had a Belgian beer. I think it was the Le Chouffe Christmas edition, the Curve de Noël. I opened it, put it down on my table, looked away at the camera, looked back, and it was just all pouring out the top. I just carried on with the review.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it, can you?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's annoying because you lose quite a lot of the beer. Yeah. I had that with, I bought a beer, I forget what it was now. I think it was a stout from America, and it wasn't cheap. And I reviewed it. I turned the camera on, I opened the can up, and it was like a volcano. It just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then when it finally gave up the ghost and I poured it into my glass, I mean, it was a 440 ml can. I probably had about that much beer.
Mm.
And I was a bit pissed off with that, to be honest with you, because I thought I've just spent about £8 on you and I've got half a bloody can of beer.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
Sort of chilly stout it was. Yeah.
What's the most expensive beer you've bought, Dean? And I mean, what price? What was the price you paid?
Probably about 18 quid
Mm-hmm.
for a 750.
Yeah, I think the most expensive I've bought can wise was 10 quid, and it was an Equilibrium beer.
Oh.
And was it worth 10 quid? I'm not sure. It was a good beer, but I wasn't sure it was worth 10 quid.
Yeah, I mean, price point is very important when you're doing this sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
But again, before we went live, you were going on about Aldi beers for £1 a go and doing the job. And I think that's what it is. That's what it's about sometimes. If you want a beer to do a job for you, to just, and for £1, it's not the end of the world, is it? If you're happy with it, then £1, it's happy days, isn't it?
Yeah, and I do that a lot with beers. I kind of have, and I'm sure most people do, and I'm sure you do, I have moments for beers where I just want a quick beer, one that I can just have a quick beer while I'm cooking the dinner. Don't have to give it a lot of thought, but I still want to enjoy it. And then you have beers where you want a little bit more from them, and then you've got the ones where you want to sit back, chill out, feet up, and really enjoy it. So I put my beers in sort of compartments, if you like, of what I want them to do for me at a specific time. And like I say, this Harper's American IPA, it is just ideal for sort of, an anytime quick beer that tastes good and you don't have to give it much thought.
Yeah. And again, I think that's what it's all about as well. If you can have an open mind to all sorts of beer and not just get sort of tunnel visioned with high-end stuff, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's as and when, isn't it? It's as and when. If you can, sometimes you have to go backwards in life to go forwards. And I think that's the same with beer. Some of these old beers that you tend to sort of turn your back on turn out to be a pretty decent drinking experience.
Yeah.
From what I've had anyway, for me, they've done the job. Come the summertime, when the weather's nice, I don't want to get bogged down with a 12-13% imperial stout. I want something quick and easy, like I've got Pilsner Urquell. I gravitate to that in the summer months. Get the barbecue going, a few cans of Pilsner Urquell, I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does the job for me. Does the job.
Yeah, there's no way you want to be cracking an imperial stout on a hot summer's day when you're standing over a barbecue. So you've got to have beers that do the job for each occasion, haven't you?
Yeah. There's little moments. Yeah, I mean, I know you can drink an imperial stout all year round, but for me, I appreciate it when it's dark, wet, and cold.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because
gonna taste my jam.
My wife's just made some jam, and she's just I make her taste all my beers, so she's making me taste this little blob of jam that she's made. So I'm gonna have to taste it. What's in this jam, love?
You tell me.
Oh, I've got to tell you what's in the jam. I know there's sloe berries from the gin you made. I can taste the gin from the sloe berries. And I can taste strawberry jam, raspberry jam. Oh. Of course, I'm going to say it's absolutely lovely.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Hey.
It actually is a nice jam. I'll give her a due. That is a nice jam. And she's never made jam before. So there you go. There's something you probably didn't expect to see on Dean's Lives is me eating jam that the wife made. But it's good.
Wayne's Beer Delivery. Hi. Here in South Carolina, there are so many small and medium-sized craft beer brewers, not to mention North Carolina and Georgia. So just local stuff. I've got plenty to review. Yeah, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. All right, Mike, my favourite brewery is Fierce Brewery, Aberdeen at the moment. You tried? I have amazing beers. Yes, I have. I've had a couple of Fierce beers before. Calf Racer, that's probably my most recent one that I had from them. I suppose a classic now, really, that beer. It's been around the block a few times, that one has. Shotgun Brewing.
I do look at Fierce Brewing. I've not given them much time. The only Fierce Brewing beer I had, I think, was in a Beer 52 box. And I think it was a collaboration with Beer 52. It was the Peanut Riot Porter.
Yeah, Peanut Riot, yeah. That was all right. Yeah, they've got a decent selection, they have, Chris.
Yeah.
I think Scotland, there's some good stuff coming out of Scotland. You've got them, you've got Tempest. Have you ever had anything from them before?
No, I haven't, no.
Yeah, they make some good stuff. Scott says, always happy to help if you want any editing. There you go, Chris.
Thanks, Scott.
Easy, man. 200 brewers here, a beer reviewer in heaven. Bloody is 200 brewers. Bloody hell. Happy days there. Paul's beer reviews, Rachel's gin reviews. Make it happen.
I'll try and make it happen. She's just like bloody left the room as that comment's come up, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, probably to get her onto your channel, you could do a couple of gins. It wouldn't hurt, would it? Mix it up a little bit.
Wouldn't do any harm. We've got a lot of bloody gins, that's for sure. We've literally got at least 25, 28 gins sitting in our room, and some of them are expensive and very tasty.
Make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'd explore that avenue. I would. If you've got them there, sitting there, I'd drop one in every now and again.
I think I will. I'll get her in on them.
Andy K, myself and my brother-in-law do beer reviews between ourselves over a video call nearly every weekend. It's great. We do cheap and expensive beers and enjoy picking the bones out of it all. Good for you, Andy. Good for you, mate.
Yeah, that's what it's about, Andy, isn't it? Picking the bones out of it, talking about it.
Salty Popcorn, did Chris resolve his issues buying the beers on Brew York website?
How do you know that, Salty Popcorn? Was that from my Instagram? Well, I was on Insta and I could not get the that was the Randy Savage Stout. I think it was called the Randy Savage Stout that Brew York were doing, and they did a limited number of them. You're only allowed one per order. And could I bloody get one? No, I couldn't. It just kept crashing every time. So no Salty Popcorn. I didn't get it, and I don't know if they've got it. I gave up after about the 15th attempt.
Yeah, I think you find, don't you, especially with like a niche brewer, they do a release, and it's sold out within a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
literally a few minutes. They're announcing, a double IPA or an Imperial Stout that's going to be coming out. I think Verdant. I mean, it was Putty, wasn't it? When they bought Putty out.
Yeah,
it sold out within about 5 minutes. You just couldn't get it.
No, so I couldn't get it, Salty Popcorn, and I was gutted. I really wanted to give that one a go, but that's life. We can't win them all, can we?
Nah. It'll come around again.
Yeah. Although Vocation have stopped doing the Banoffee Stout now. That was a limited run. So I emailed them and said, are they going to bring it back? And they said no, which was a shame because that was an amazing stout.
I've had that before, though, with beers from brewers where I've messaged them saying, when are you going to release it again? And they've said, we haven't really thought about it. And then a year or two down the line, they bring it out.
They did end the email with never say never. So yeah, I reckon
these things. I mean, Thornbridge, they've just bought out St. Petersburg again. Their Russian Imperial Stout, which is a good stout to be fair, but that disappeared for years.
Yeah,
I think you have to go back to the days where all their beers were in 500ml bottles.
Yeah.
And then they moved over to 330s, and then they went down the can avenue.
Yeah. And
then most of the old beers from the original core range disappeared. But now it's back again on their website anyway. I don't know about bottle shops and whatnot. Maybe, I don't know. But these beers come back and they go, and they come back and they go. I think they'll always have the recipe sheet, won't they? They'll always have the brew sheet.
Yeah.
And then one day they'll wake up and think, yeah, let's go back and brew that again. Let's bowl that one out.
Yeah. Did you have it? Did you have the Banoffee Stout? I can't remember if you did or not.
The one that's in Tesco's?
No, that was the Imperial Kirsch, wasn't it? Vocation did the Banoffee Pie Stout, which was banana and caramel banoffee.
No, never had the pleasure of that.
It was incredible. I think even Raggy said it was the best stout he's ever had, or even the best beer he's ever had.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was good. And that was the one that I got Rachel, my missus, in on that video. And even she liked it.
Yeah, you can't be a good Imperial Stout every now and again. The Wainsbury reviews, I hear you there, Sharky. Raggy's beers, watching this review actually makes me want to collab. Yeah, go for it, mate. There's loads of people out there. I know you're pretty friendly with the other guys. I know you went on to was it Craig's Camp Beer Reviews? You went on to his live. There's plenty of guys out there that'll probably do a collab review with you. Just mix it up every now and again. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share in the past of live reviews with people that I've known for 5 years on here. It's good fun. It mixes it up a little bit. Sometimes you can both sing off the same hymn sheet with a beer, then other times you can go down completely different avenues and have different tastes altogether.
And that, as you say, Dean, there's so many reviewers out there that you could do lives with different people every other week, couldn't you? And spice of life and stuff. Yeah,
if you can get friendly with people and they're up for it, obviously, then you could make something of it.
Yeah.
I like doing this sort of thing. I like the one-on-one thing. I like that.
Yeah.
I fall apart in groups. I'm no good in groups. I've tried it and I just seize up. I can't talk.
Yeah.
So it's pointless me doing it really, because I'm just not there to bring anything to the party. But I think with something like this, we're just interacting with another person, and then obviously the people that are watching. I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable.
I agree with the one-to-one, just 2 people on the screen. 4 would be the absolute max, really. Because when you get sort of more than 4, I've done it with work, with sort of calls on Teams and things. There's just too many people talking, and I'll be one of those that just backs out and just sits there and watch. So I agree. I wouldn't bring much to that sort of party if there was 4 or more people on the screen.
Yeah, this is my little thing, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I've done quite a few in the past before with other people. I used to do a regular thing with Christoph, ale degustation. Again, another fine bloke. I've known him for a many few years now. Actually, I bet it's getting on for about 4 years with Christoph. We did a Christmas review with the Camden Imperial Pilsner and no Vocation Kirsch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good just to reach out now and again to people.
Absolutely.
Ruggy says £40, my most expensive Brewmeister Snake Venom, 67.5% ABV, bloody strong. Jesus Christ, I bet that knocked you for 6, didn't it, mate?
Was it in one of those silly little tiny bottles that some of these brewers do with these massive ABVs, the tiny little bottle?
See, my conscience wouldn't let me spend 40 quid on a tiny little bottle of beer, regardless of the ABV.
Yeah, I agree. As soon as I see that size of the bottle, and I think, nah, 40 quid for 100 ml, nah.
Brewdog did one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Back end of last year.
Yeah.
And that was like, what is it? Is it like 95 ml bottle or something silly? 100 ml bottle.
Yeah.
And it was 28 quid.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger on it.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I'd probably want to try it, but committing to that price point of it, no, thank you.
No, I agree. I'd love to try them, but no, I couldn't pull the trigger on it. Couldn't.
Shotgun Brewing. We are expecting a 25C day here, so I'm heading out to enjoy it.
Oh, I'd love 25C.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that. I hate the cold. I hate the
horrible,
cold.
Isn't it, cold? Bloody horrible.
Hate it. Hotter the better.
Yeah, definitely. Bring on the heat. Roll on the summer. Roll on the summer. That's my season, that is. Spring and summertime, I love it.
Yeah.
Andy K, what's your favourite Mad Squirrel beer, Chris?
Easy peasy. It's a great beer that Mad Squirrel do called the Hanbury Ale. It's like a traditional, proper, good, decent traditional bitter, and it's called Hanbury Ale. They do another bitter called Mr. Squirrel, which is good, but they're Hanbury Ale. If you just want a session, great drinking bitter, Hanbury Ale is absolutely fantastic.
Okay, there you go. Simo Sucks Beer Reviews just placed an order with Mad Squirrel, found a code and gave me free 1 litre growler.
Nice.
As a Brucey bonus.
Nice. They've just released a few new beers as well, Mad Squirrel. They've done something called, do you remember the little chocolate with the walnut on top, the walnut whip?
Walnut whips.
That's it. Just just released a beer along those lines. It's called Whip something. They've just released a blackcurrant or blackberry sour called Rhubarb, as in Ribena sour. And there's another one they've just released as well. Fantastic brewery.
Cool. Salty Popcorn, he says Instagram regarding earlier's thing.
Oh, it must have been. I thought you'd been spying on me.
What's the code, Simo? Andy K says.
Yeah, what is that code, Simo?
Share the code.
Yeah.
They have 16 of the Mocha Man Randy Savage stock in Brew York at the moment. £9 a pop.
Yeah, it's £9, but I might go back on there again later then and see if I can nail one.
Hey, Rod J over in America. How you doing, buddy? Cheers, mate. Similar to cheers, Andy K.
Hopfest free, I think that's it.
Hopfest free, yeah, that's it. Hopfest free.
The code, cool.
Cheers, Timo. Similar to game. Good game. You tried Brew York Juice Forsyth.
I haven't.
That was all right, actually. I got that. I think that was last year, wasn't it? Morrison's.
Yeah.
Again, I think that was a little bit, from what I can gather from other reviewers out there, there's a little bit of a Marmite beer. I know Barry wasn't that keen on it, but I didn't mind it, actually. It just went down the hatch really quick. It was more like a fruit juice than anything, to be fair.
Yeah, I've not had it. And I was never a fan of Bruce Forsyth anyway. I always found him such a cringy bloke on the TV.
Just, I suppose, part of the establishment back then, wasn't he? Just
Yeah, he was.
Been doing it for so blooming long.
Yeah.
I suppose he had free reign what he could do, really, couldn't he?
No, he did, didn't he? He did. But if you go back to the 80s, which is sort of when I grew up, I was born in 1975. I love things like Cannonball. Love them. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah. Morecambe and Wise.
Oh, Morecambe and Wise, just legends, aren't they?
Yeah, just without being vulgar as well. You know, they make people laugh without being vulgar.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a work of art, that is, to do that, especially in this day and age as well, because I think people expect F's and Jeffs, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But to have that sort of like that funny humour. Two Bonnies as well, you know, they were experts at making people laugh without being vulgar as well.
Yeah, they were. And Saturday night TV when I was a kid always used to be a great event. Saturday night TV, and you look at Saturday night now, and it's pretty dreadful, isn't it?
Oh, it's crap! It is all these celebrity bloody things that are going on.
I can't stand all the celebrity shows. I can't be bothered. The only one that I watch is I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. That's the only one I can tolerate, but the rest are just shocking, I think.
Yeah, I can't be done with any of that crap, mate.
No.
Scott says, you do a great job, Dean, on these lives. Well, thank you very much. Much appreciated, pal. Much appreciated. I try my best anyway. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Simo, James Norton, a long time ago, yeah. I'm not been Brew York's biggest fan, to be honest. I find their beers a bit gimmicky, personally. Yeah, I get what you mean with that. I mean, with the names, aren't they? They're like a name on their beer, don't they? A celebrity endorsement almost with some of their beers.
Yeah, and I think he's right with the comment. And is that what makes them sound gimmicky, doesn't it? You know, the one that we reviewed earlier, Rhubarbra Streisand. You know, the Bruce Forsythy one. Yeah. They do add that gimmick to them. Yeah. I wonder if they just change those to something different, whether they'd kind of lose that gimmicky. But yeah, I can see why people think they're a gimmick.
I mean, yeah, I can see why they do it. Maybe do it sort of every now and again. But I think every beer to have a name. Yeah. Maybe it's just that thing now. Maybe they've, you know, they've done it for so long. They just run with it. I think did they do a Bruce Willis one as well once?
Might have done, but it's not with every beer, is it? You know, there's a lot of their beers that don't have the gimmicky names. I've got a couple sitting in my room next door that haven't got a gimmicky name to them. They've got a funky name to them, but they're not like a celebrity name.
Yeah. But they're all the same now. I mean, I think they do. They do make some good beers.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. They make some cracking beers. Raggy. I bought it when I reached 1K subs, 330 ml. It was bloody steaming. I was it live also. Oh, you're a brave man to do that on a live, mate. Jesus. Jake O'Beer, how you doing, Jake?
Evening, Jake
and Chris. I think I missed the main review, but I will watch it back. Cheers, Jake. Raggy says, need to disappear. Got review 2 lives to do. Great live. Both did a great job. See you soon. Yeah, cheers, Raggy. Thank you very much, mate, for stopping by. Much appreciated.
That's a busy evening for Raggy, isn't it? He's got a review to do and 2 lives to do.
He's spinning plates there, isn't he? He's spinning plates, bless him.
Fair play.
Good luck to you, pal. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for commenting as well.
Absolutely.
Well done. Cheers, Rod J. Andy K. Just subbed, Chris.
Thank you, Andy K. Most appreciated. Thank you very much.
I think we're all up to date now.
We are up to date. And I am getting to that point where I'm probably going to have to go and do the dinner in a minute.
Yeah, no worries, mate. We were on for longer than I was expecting anyway. I thought we were going to be half an hour or something, you know, so hour and 37. I think we've done all right, mate. We've done all right. So yeah, we'll wind it down now, I think.
Agree with that. I thoroughly enjoyed it though, Dean. Thank you.
Big thank you to Chris. Thanks very much for taking the time to do this anyway. I do appreciate it.
I've loved it, and I felt so bad when I let you down before when the COVID kicked in, but I felt dreadful. I hate letting people down, so
no, it's fine. It's fine. No worries. Hopefully we can message each other on WhatsApp anyway, and maybe sort something out for next time to do something together. Because I would like to do something again with you, Chris.
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Check this guy out. Check his channel out. Go and give him a sub. Give him a little bit of love. Get him along the way.
I'd appreciate that.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Actually, it's always taken back by this. I go in thinking, oh, fucking hell. But you just run with it, don't you? Just be yourself. Be yourself. Run with it.
And that's all I've been is myself. And Brandon, we've only ever spoken a couple of times on WhatsApp, and then here we are doing a live.
Here we are talking
when we barely know each other, and we've done what, an hour and 40 minutes. So I think that's fantastic. I've loved every minute of it.
Well done. I have as well. Yeah. So big thank you to everybody for leaving comments and just giving us a little bit of support, pushing us along the way. As for the beer, go and check it out. It's new in Sainsburys. Price point, Chris?
I think it was £3. £3.
4.40.
It's definitely one I'd say give a try to, the Rhubarbra Streisand.
Give it a try, yeah. I think it's all right. I wouldn't buy it again. It's all right.
Yeah.
But you've got to try these things for yourself. You might love it, you might not love it, but give it a whirl anyway. So yeah, until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Take care, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.